For news, sports, and entertainment, you're watching Campus Television, Channel 25, weeknights from 8 to midnight.
For Tuesday, October 25th, 2005, you're watching Channel 11 News.
Good evening and welcome to Channel 11 News. I'm Erica Summers.
And I'm Rachel Regalado. Thanks for joining us tonight. 3 local high school graduates are dead after a car accident Saturday night. A tragic ending to a night of fun for 3 friends who could have potentially been drinking and driving. The deep sound of grief as a mother tries to come to terms with her son's death. 19-year-old Christopher Reagan died Saturday night on County Road 23 near Bellevue in a high-speed car crash that left 2 others dead.
But we don't know other than the speed. That's all we know, and they ran into the 3, those trees.
Shards of fiberglass can still be seen where Reagan's 1993 Ford Mustang hit a group of cottonwood trees. The crash is still under investigation, but it is believed alcohol was involved.
I just don't get that, the people drinking, and that's the only way they can have fun. There's so many more ways. You could get together. What's the point? You're getting together to have fun with each other. Why do you have to drink?
Friends and family gathered at the site of the accident last night for an impromptu memorial service for the 3 young men. Also killed in the accident were 20-year-olds Derek Jones and Jacob Rick. Colorado State Patrol says the car was traveling in excess of 100 miles per hour. It is still unknown who was driving the car. Sharon Reagan describes her son as a peaceful person who was close to his younger sister.
Oh, he loved his friends. He loved his family. He loved his sister, and he had a very, very special bond with her, and she's taken this very hard. Reagan's
mother hopes her son's death won't be in vain and that others will learn from the way he died.
That's got to stop. It kills. It kills. And no matter how much they think that they're in control and they can stop, you can't.
All donations made in Christopher's name will go to Timberline Church in support of the lighthouse, which was built last year after the alcohol-related death of CSU sophomore Samantha Spady.
A contrite apology from the Collegiate Farm Bureau organization today regarding the use of an image of a lynching in a political flyer. CSU President Larry Penley condemned the use of the image and said that such actions used by any organization or individual affiliated with CSU will not be condoned in any way.
Black men were lynched by looking at white women. That's nothing to do with Referendums C and D.
A black and white image of a lynching used in the brochure about Referendums C and D was released by the Collegiate Farm Bureau last week. No matter the intent of the brochure, the controversial piece of literature has CSU talking.
You put out flyers that are as insensitive as this particular one was, that it contributes to a racially hostile environment on campus.
The flyer is especially offensive to students like junior Chantel Reed. She spoke to Channel 11 about her grandmother and her stories of how racism affected their family.
But the fact that if she can tell these stories so vividly and tell me the names of these people, it hurts, and it hurts to know that I'm living in a society that allowed this to go on and that did these kind of actions and that were legal.
Channel 11 sat down with CSU Professor Ro Bubar and talked about why issues like this are so important to address, especially on a college campus.
We have an obligation to create an environment here on campus that is open for all kinds of different students.
Today, the Collegiate Farm Bureau organization apologized for the brochure and in a written statement said the use of this particular image was clearly a serious lapse of judgment and sensitivity. Although many have seen this as a negative issue, some hope that students and faculty can learn from this experience and be more aware of their actions in the future.
This is a really good opportunity for the campus to not only face the fact that racism does exist and maybe continues in ways that are different and the same as they did 100 years ago.
For Channel 11 News, this is Dominic Garcia.
President Penley said he is working to ensure that the response to this matter is handled appropriately.
Early voting ends on Friday and Election Day is 1 week away. Reporter Helena Bledsoe found out how the debate for Referendum C and D is panning out.
With just 7 days left until the votes are tallied, the arguments for and against Referendum C and D are leaving some voters confused.
Everybody has their own opinions, so when you ask around, you just can't really get a straightforward what they are and stuff like that. So it's just, they're all confusing right now.
Supporters of C&D say there will be many changes at CSU if the measures fail.
If C doesn't pass, I think one of the impacts is you're going to see is an increase in tuition. That will not be enough basically to cover the loss in state revenues, and you will see reduction in faculty numbers, increases in class sizes. The number of majors offered will be impacted as well.
But opponents argue that passing C&D would only temporarily slow tuition increases.
Throwing more taxpayer logs on the fire is not a solution, it's a temporary band-aid remedy. We need political pressure from above, we need customer market pressure from below to change the dynamic that keeps making college cost more and more and more every year.
CSU's future costs ultimately won't be determined by Referendums C and D, but by the future legislature.
That's the wish list of a previous legislature. It has no binding effect on whoever is elected and sitting when this money starts to come in.
For Channel 11 and with Todd Valentine, I'm Helena Bledsoe.
Higher education is not the only program that might be affected by C&D. 11 state parks might be closed due to the measures failing.
The quality, use, and future of the South Platte River are still in question after almost 2 decades of discussion. The 16th annual South Platte Forum gives people a chance to discuss what effects wildlife, emerging contaminants, and wildfires have on the quality of water. The South Platte's main stem is the primary source for drinking water in the Denver metro area, and the river is largely responsible for irrigation across the Continental Divide. The forum lasts 2 days and will start tomorrow at the Redison Conference Center in Longmont.
The beauty of the South Platte Forum is we try to get people from the scientific community, water managers, the environmental community together and to talk about a lot of these complicated water issues so they can come up with solutions or creative solutions.
Students can attend for free, but meals are not included. At the conference, scientists and specialists will speak on these issues. For more information, please visit www.southplatteforum.org. Stay tuned for Channel 11 because coming up, we have your forecast for the week.
And one of the most inspirational civil rights leaders has died. Stay with us.
You're watching Channel 11 News with Rachel Regalado, Josh Egbert, Todd Metcalf, Sports, and Emily Rogers, Entertainment. This is Channel 11 News.
Hello, I'm Dexter Yarbrough, Chief of Police of the Colorado State University Police Department. The CSUPD is a full-service law enforcement agency devoted to the welfare of the university community. We work hand-in-hand with our students, faculty, and staff to promote the educational and occupational experiences of all. For further information, feel free to contact us at 491-6425. And also, we're located here on campus in Green Hall. Thank you.
The verdict regarding the future of the Sigma Pi fraternity house that Samantha Stevens' body was found in was released earlier today.
Were arrested in conjunction with this weekend's riots. 3 CSU students were arrested for Friday night's riot on
This week, wildfires ravaged Claremont County. Police called firefighters to work around the clock and deputies
The Career Center, located in Ammons Hall on campus, is your best source for job search assistance, offering services ranging from employer information sessions to on-campus interviews. The Career Center will work with you to find the job of your dreams. Helping every level of student, the Career Center has resources including a new cyber cafe, individualized career counseling, resume advice, internship assistance, and interview skill training, all to get you on the right job path. Start finding the job you want right now. Visit the Career Center, located in Ammons Hall on the CSU Oval.
A woman credited for sparking the civil rights movement has passed away at the age of 92. Rosa Parks died last night in her home in Detroit, Michigan. Mrs. Parks is best known for refusing to give up her seat to a white man on a bus in December of 1955. Her decision led to her arrest and the onset of a 381-day bus system boycott led by Martin Luther King Jr. One CSU student who had the pleasure of meeting Mrs. Parks says she should be remembered for her unwavering strength.
A lot of people underestimate women, especially women being minority, and they always assume that men are strong. But for a woman to be strong and stand up for what she believed in and go to jail and take all the sacrifices because she truly believed that that's what should have happened.
Mrs. Parks was 42 when she refused to stand, and she changed the course of American history.
The worst Atlantic storm season has once again reminded Floridians what it means to live in hurricane country. Hurricane Wilma hit Florida Monday, knocking out power to over 6 million residents and leaving several dead. Miami International Airport has been closed since the storm hit, expecting its first flight out this afternoon. Before the Category 3 storm made landfall in Florida, it devastated Mexico's Caribbean coast, hitting cities such as Cancun and Cozumel, leaving in many tourists living in emergency shelters. Now Florida estimates a total of about $10 billion in damage.
While Florida has been cleaning up after Hurricane Wilma, Colorado mountains have been receiving enough snow that ski season has officially begun. Loveland opened 2 weekends ago in Arapahoe Basin last Sunday. Skiers and snowboarders from CSU share their expectations for the season and what it feels like to be at the highest ski area in North America on open.
Well, I went to A Basin on Sunday, and it was awesome. It was the best opening day I've ever been to. The snow was like perfect, and got kind of crowded, but we dealt with it. So it was nice and warm and 50 degrees. The sun was shining.
Anything like last year, or maybe even better. I mean, more fresh snow, a couple more big snowstorms would be awesome.
And lift at A Basin is open along with the high noon run. To check snow conditions at the resort, log on to arapahoebasin.com. And speaking of snow, it's typical for Fort Collins to receive its first big snowfall on Halloween night. But the sun will be out for at least a few more days. Today reached a high of about 69 degrees, and tonight will clear with a low of 38. Tomorrow will feel much the same, and temperatures continue to be in the high 60s on Thursday. And Thursday night will have just a few clouds here and there. Moving into the weekend, temperatures will drop slightly, lowering to 59 by Monday. There's no sign of snow yet, but it's only Tuesday, and we do live in Colorado.
The Jewish New Year, also called the Festival of Booths, is coming to an end. Channel 11 spoke to a rabbi about the significance of this 8-day celebration.
Lived in these tent-like booths. So we also go for 8 days. And the idea is that you kind of leave the comfort of your home and materialistic pursuit, and you leave it for a while, for 8 days. It kind of puts things in perspective. There are some
The Festival of Booths ends tomorrow. If you would like more information about ongoing festivities, visit jewishcsu.com. And Todd now joins us with sports. So Todd, what do you have on tap for us tonight?
You know what? This weekend was another busy weekend for Ram sports. I know my voice is still a little raspy from Saturday's game, so you have to excuse me a little bit. But Ram volleyball is closing out their road trip. But more importantly, Ram football took on Border War Wyoming. But did the Rams reclaim their coveted bronze boot? We'll take a look when we come back.
We're gonna keep the boot. We're gonna take the boot. Take it to him on 3. 1, 2, 3. Take it to him.
I do it in the car.
I do it in the shower.
Into your. I do it at the rec center.
We do it in the library.
Into your burning heart. I do it at work. I'll do it anywhere.
I do it all day long.
90.5 KCSU. Everybody's doing it.
Replace it, find it, buy it, sell it, rent it. All this and more with the Rocky Mountain Collegian Classifieds as low as $4.50 a day. Call 491-1686, 491-1686.
Tune in tomorrow night for Full Court Press as we analyze what happened and why with your sports at the top of the hour. Then, at the half hour, catch BYV Live for your favorite local bands live in concert. Tomorrow night on your student-run Channel 11, weeknights 8 to midnight.
CSU football is rocking Hughes Stadium to the tune of nearly 33,000 screaming fans on Saturday, and there's plenty to cheer about. To the highlights we go. It's 3rd and 6 for Wyoming, and they're up early 10-0 when Corey Bramlett backs up to throw, and it's Darrell Williams with the interception and taking it to the house, and that would get the Rams back in the game and the crowd as well. However, it would not be long before the Cowboys would take back the lead, 24-13, leaving only 44 ticks left in the half. So let's take a sec and roll back the clock to the Air Force game when Holland would drive 88 yards and 10 plays for a touchdown. Now back to Fort Collins. Could Holland work his magic once again?
He'll roll the pocket right side, looks short, goes deep. Luke Roberts has the ball to the 5, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado State.
Second half, Holland would be throwing bullseyes all over the field with this touchdown to David Anderson and then 2 to Corey Sperry. Holland would put up a career-high 419 yards, and CSU retains possession of the Bronze Boot, winning 39-31. The wins put the Rams to 3-1 in the conference and second place right behind TCU in the Mountain West. The matchup at wide receiver between Javon Boknight and David Anderson was a sight to see. Boknight put up mad yards and 4 touchdowns, including throwing for 1, and had a key fumble near the end of the game that sealed it for the Rams. And this week at Sonny Lubbock's press conference, the head coach talked about the big plays on Saturday, along with his award-winning quarterback.
I can't say it was a typical border war game, but it was certainly one that probably will be remembered for a long time, especially because of the bizarre plays. I like that honor when he is just not so much number-wise, just manages a football team in the end zone. And those are the things that, in fact, sometimes I don't like to see those honors because guys start thinking that's a pretty good deal. But we'll take it for the school.
Back to Rux. CSU's Joey Rux also received Special Teams Player of the Week with his key tackles on punt team, along with a huge fumble recovery on a punt return. Ram football now turns its attention to New Mexico. And, well, the road trip for Rams volleyball is only half over, having played Air Force on Friday and New Mexico on Saturday. And almost in regular fashion, the team was led by Air Force Falcons, led against the Air Force Falcons by seniors Dre Downs and Casey Bauer with 8 kills, and Bauer adding the extra punch with 5 aces, as the Rams go on to sweep last place Air Force Friday night. Then on Saturday, the Rams would have a tough going against New Mexico, with Nicole Ryan of the Lobos slamming 13 kills down on the Rams. And despite McKenna Barnes having another career night with 14 kills, the Rams would lose in 4 games. Tonight, Ram volleyball is facing TCU in a match that began at 7 p.m. in Fort Worth before finishing the road trip at Wyoming on Friday. Women's club soccer had a border war of their own against another CSU rival, the Buffs of CU. It was a tough, long match for CSU on Friday night, and the score was tied for the majority of the game 1-1. And that could partially be due to the horrible refereeing, as number 7 goes in for the steal but takes a cleat to the face. The ref looks a heck of a lot more dazed and confused than she does. But later in the game, CSU would have another opportunity to score, but it was blocked right here. And finally, after that, the ref would get the right call, giving a red card to CU. And believe me, it's not worth arguing about. I was there. And that would set up this penalty kick, and it was no good. And that would end the half, leaving the rest of the game tied until overtime, where Rams win this one 2-1. The next game for club soccer will once again be against CU at Boulder on November 6th.
So, Todd, before I let you go, I heard Ram fans have a chance to chat online live with wide receiver David Anderson.
That's right. CSU.com is hosting a live chat on October 31st from 6 to 6:30 p.m. where David Anderson will be able to answer any of the questions that you have for him.
Okay. It sounds like a lot of fun. What if you can't make the live session? Is there a way to get in touch with him?
Yeah, actually, you can log on to CSURams.com right now, and you can actually submit your question that you have. And he'll get to that actually before the live chat, so hopefully he'll have that answered for you.
All right, sounds like an interesting way to get to know the players. Thanks for the updates, Todd.
You're welcome.
We'll stay with us because coming up in entertainment, Emily's going to take a look at what costumes are in vogue this Halloween. Stay with us.
all the highs and the lows, for every victory from around the Mountain West and the rest of the NCAA. Your only source for CSU Ram sports. CTV Sports Fest.
For all the things in your life that define your world, isn't it time you had a channel? Your student-run Channel 11, weeknights from 8 to midnight.
The Lori Student Center is the place to be. It's the place for taking care of business and the place to buy and sell textbooks. It's the place for staying connected, student organizations, leadership programs, and more, all right here. It's the place to eat. It's the place for entertainment. There's always something happening at the LSC. Movies, art exhibits, and special performances. Check it out online. The Lori Student Center is definitely the place to be.
Let the pumpkin carving begin, because Halloween is just around the corner, and it's bringing an abundance of scary movies, bags of candy, and costumes. But how could you pick what costume to wear? Well, reporter Erica Summers has some ideas on how to help you solve this annual mystery.
Competition starts. Halloween seems to be all fun and games for the children. But what about the students too old to trick or treat?
I'm gonna be the guy at Weekend at Bernie's who holds Bernie up. Bernie's gonna be a dummy. He's gonna have sunglasses on with a mustache and a toupee on top.
High school students, college students, and adults find Halloween to be more than just fun and games. They search months in advance for the perfect costume, and once they find it, they go to Halloween stores for accessories.
I'm gonna dye my hair orange, wear this, and just like a whole candy cane outfit. Score.
Life at the Party is one of the only locally owned costume stores surviving in Fort Collins. Halloween is the biggest money-making holiday for the store throughout the year.
Either they come in with a really dedicated idea of what they want to be and they know exactly, and I can just help them get there because I know where everything is, or they're basically clueless. I have one extreme or the other, it seems. There's not a lot of people in the middle.
Collins is legendary for having the first big snowstorms hit on Halloween night. If this happens come Monday, women and men will tough it out for the opportunity to show off their wardrobes.
Seeing all your friends dressed up and all the spirit going down, it's a cool holiday.
Halloween is on Monday this year, so prepare to spook your friends this weekend. And it may get cold, so don't forget to bundle up. And Halloween doesn't just mean dressing up in your favorite costumes, it also means dressing up your taste buds. And of course, the one thing that this holiday can't survive without, is candy. Reporter Charity Nichols and photojournalist Doug Starkey hit one of the newest sweet additions to Fort Collins to see what this sugar rush is all about.
Gooey is good. The Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory is one of Fort Collins' newest sweet sensations.
We've owned it actually now for 3 years and 1 month.
Just give us two of those. It's every chocolate lover's dream come true.
We do love chocolate. We eat it every day. We eat it every morning. We eat it every lunch and dinner.
And the best part is, you don't have to go any farther than Old Town to cure your sweet tooth.
I think we're pretty unique in Old Town in terms of the types of products we're carrying. I think people love our apples. They love to get an apple and walk around with it.
We go through about 200-300 apples in the store a week.
If sugar-coated apples aren't enough to sink your teeth into, try pouncing on one of the Chocolate Factory's signature items.
Tiger butter is store-made bark. It's peanut butter white chocolate, and then we do a really neat drizzle on it.
And for the extra cold days, they have some steamy chocolate that will warm up your insides with laughter.
One of our employees also came up with one of these items, which is a bear in a hot tub. And this is white chocolate. and we put gummy bears in it. We do them all kinds of fun colors, and people just walk in and get the biggest kick.
And if you're walking in for a special gift, the problem won't be finding one, but actually choosing one.
We just are here to help students or any local customers get a gift that's truly a Colorado, Fort Collins, Old Town type of gift, and you can give it proudly and say, yeah, this is what Old Town's about.
So what could possibly be the downside to working at such a sweet shop?
I can't smell anything.
I think our sensory is gone. I think that's one of the items that we lost with this business.
Charity Nichols.
Come on down and get a snack.
Channel 11 Entertainment.
How about them apples? And here's a Halloween treat for all of our avid viewers. If you feel the need to head to Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory in Old Town, just mention that you saw this segment on Channel 11 and they will give you a 10% discount. You can also try out the Rocky Mountain Popcorn Company in Old Town, as well as Old Time Chocolate Cookbook for all of your candy needs.
Emily, those caramel apples look so good.
I know, I would crave them. Thank heavens Halloween's coming so that we can get our cravings out of our systems.
I'm going right after him. Thanks, Emily. We'll be right back.
Campus service officers are the eyes and ears of the CSU Police Department. They provide safe walks to all students and are available 7 days a week. To request a safe walk, pick up an emergency phone on campus, call the Safe Walk line, or simply ask a CSO on duty. CSOs patrol and provide walks from Constitution to Matthews Street and Prospect to Mulberry Street. To be safely escorted to your destination, call 491-1155.
Living well to me is balance. Stress-free.
Being active, you get fit, energized, you're happy about life.
Family is stability.
To manage my time, my personal life, my school life, my work life.
Living well is all about moderation. Happiness.
Friends. They can help you when you're not having a good time, and they're there for you in the good times too.
Not worried about your perception, more worried about what your actions do and who you are.
Just think about it. Just think about it.
Tune in tomorrow night for Full Court Press as we analyze what happened and why with your sports at the top of the hour. Then, at the half hour, catch BYV Live for your favorite local bands live in concert. Tomorrow night on your student-run Channel 11, weeknights 8 to midnight.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Make sure to tune in every Tuesday and Thursday for our local news, sports, and entertainment. Have a good night.
Good night.